Hi everybody, this is my greatest pleasure to explain about the consciousness field. Consciousness has physical field and consciousness is four-dimensional thing and we can invent. I have the plan about inventing and I know how to invent the detective of the consciousness. The consciousness field for human being, as long as is inside our body, is four-dimensional thing. After death, this consciousness field will separate permanently from our body and will start its long journey. The detective of consciousness field that is so much difficult for nowadays for all of the physicists in every laboratory in the world, that is not possible for them until 50 years later. They can't access to this knowledge. So a lot of people will die in the upcoming years, and we will lose very genius. Even Elon Musk, even Jeff Bezos will die. I have enough knowledge about making detective of the consciousness field. If we invent the detective of the consciousness field, we can postpone and make delay about the death, especially about great important genius in the world. During the past sessions, I asked from China and Russia to invite me because I need to be to some advanced runner of the technology. I asked them to invite me, and I will be the coach in the university and will give them enough knowledge to make detector for consciousness. That is interesting to say that the consciousness field of some animals, for example, cow, is the golden light, and these golden lights fields is 3.5 dimension. 3.5 dimension is meaningless for physicists nowadays because they don't know how to calculate the dimensions for some objects that is in the quantum states. I asked from China and Russia to invite me and they refused until now. So just right now is the deadline for China and Russia. Now I want to ask Israel to call me call my number 0993 16 28 920. I will come in the Israel and will give this knowledge to the Israelians who are advanced runner about science, philosophy, and technology. I am waiting for them to call me, and the deadline for Israel is 50 days right after now. Instead, I want to ask Israel to do ceasefire about Lebanon. I know that this ceasefire is very important thing in the world because the continuing of this war surely will enter Iran and United States of America to great war, and this great war will lead to World War III, and 99% of the people in the world will be destroyed and will be killed. So the role of the Israel is so much important. Netanyahu is my friend. I understand whatever they want to do. They want to destroy the enemy of the Israelis and enemy of the existence of the Israel forever. I understand the behavior and approach that is taken by Israel leaders. But I want to say that I can make $10 trillion for Israel and Israeli people. So that is precious, and I promise just in the 1 year I will make $10 trillion richness and wealth for a small country like Israel. This money can change everything and can make Israel to be immune and be safe from Arab and Muslim attacks forever. So that is a good opportunity for Israel. If they invite me, nobody from every country, especially from Muslim societies, nobody can attack to Israel, and I will promise this. So the Israel and its great leaders, that I feel brotherhood between myself and themselves, they have 50 days to invite me. Otherwise, that would be the deadline. This time is the deadline for Israel, and after that, I will ask to cooperate from other countries. Just want to say that if I go to the Israel, that never means that I am enemy for Iran or China and Russia. But Israel will be so much important, more important, and more great, and more wealthy and healthy. And that is not my fault if Iran leaders, they don't want to use my knowledge about the improvement of the life for Iranians. They don't want to use my knowledge because they love this type of, they want to keep control over nation and use the Iranian as a slave for themselves. So I want to say that they don't want to do the right thing. I want to say that before Islam, before 1,400 years ago, Iranians has a very nice religion. The Zoroastrianism say one word for everybody who want to be successful and have good future and be forgiven and be blessed by God. And what is that? Zoroastrian people says there is just one right way in front of every human being, and this is the rightness. And we say the same in Islam, Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim, or we ask from God in the one of the most important verse of the Quran and surah from Quran, we say Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim. That means that God, Lord, guide us to the straight path. This straight path, or Sirat al-Mustaqim, is the same that said 3,000 or 4,000 years ago by Zoroaster or Zarathustra or Zurdasht. This Zarathustra say very, very golden sentences and said, for example, if you just do good, just think good and just say good, you will be blessed by God. And there is the second principle of the Zoroastrians beside the first principle, that is good speaking, good thinking, and good actions. The second principle is, as I said, there is just one way for everybody to success in this world and after death, and that is to being righteous and being right thing and correcting. God bless all of the Zoroastrians in the world who saved for us this heritage, especially Iranian Zoroastrians who are very nice people. God bless them all. But I am not here to advertise any religion or make a propaganda on behalf of any religion. So I want to say that Allah, Yahweh, is the same. So in the name of Allah or Yahweh, I want to describe a little about political situation in the world. About the upcoming YouTube programs, I want to appreciate my dear mother who buy for me a microphone, so I want to improve the quality of the videos. And God bless my mother and keep my mother healthy. Please ask from God to ask from God by doing dua or asking from God to keep my dear mother, who is my supporter. At the same time, my sponsor is my mother. Say everybody and ask from God to keep her safe and healthy, because I need her support, especially in the times that nobody want to be my sponsor. Why nobody want to be my sponsor? That is because I feel responsibility about the homeless people inside United States, inside Iran, inside India, inside Russia, and in every place in the world there are a lot of poor people and homeless people. And that is my principle, and always I say that the treasures of the earth, all of the wealth inside the earth, is enough. If we use justice, we have enough wealth to support everybody, so nobody need to live in the streets. But for some politicians who don't want to care to me inside Iran and outside of Iran, I want to say that God made me responsible about the poor people, about the sick people. I want to provide the facilities and accommodations for all of the poor people, all of the homeless people. And if you, as a politician, as a decision maker, as a topmost richest, nice genius like Elon Musk, like Jeff Bezos, if you help me, you will be blessed by God, and I will increase your wealth 10 times, 100 times in few years. And I will promise, as I promised to Israel, if they invite me and support me and just provide for me very, very ordinary conditions that every scientist needs, I will be the coach for all of the scientists in the world about physics, biology, and we will together make these great devices, for example, UFO, and this will make Israel even more wealthy than United States of America. I believe strongly to my knowledge and my science. After this, gradually, I will separate the subjects. For example, some internet programs will be about religion, some of them will be about philosophy, and other ones will be about the proven facts and knowledge that we call science. And another programs will be about the neo hacks and neo hypotheses that will improve the progress of the scientific achievement and technological achievement. So I am waiting for Israel to call my number, and I want to ask from Israel to do ceasefire about Lebanon, because the continuing of this war will lead to World War III. And I will make Israel absolutely safe from any invasion by Arabs and non-Arabs. And I can promise this. So I want to ask from my dear brothers, not religious brothers, but brother in the international society, Netanyahu, if they can, please stop war and doing ceasefire. But otherwise, what is my other option if all of the politicians in the world refuse to do in the accord with justice? What will happen? God gave me responsibility, at the same time great power. What is this power that is God-given power to me? I can make strong earthquakes inside United States, inside Israel, inside Japan, inside China, Russia, Iran. Africa, in every place in the world, I am dominant over the angels who are responsible to make earthquakes or torture or punishments by God. So I am the commander of the Israeli angels. That is great pleasure for me to explain the service that is done by Israeli during their brilliant history. From 3,000 years ago, this Israel as a great family or great group of the people, they saved us the God-given knowledge. And other religions, especially Christianity and Islam, is standing on the shoulders of the Israeli heritage. Quran is based on Israeli books, for example, based on Torah and other sacred texts and scripts of the Israel. Also, Bible is based on Israeli sacred scriptures. For the first time during the history, these were Israeli groups and families who introduced the angels of the God. However, we have older than Israel some scriptures inside India about the jokis and yogis who made communications with angels of the God. And later on, we will describe the very deep connection between old historical philosophy or ancient philosophies inside India and the religion of the Jewish. Just want to say that Israelian made a great service for all of the humankind, about for me, even for me. And if I have enough knowledge nowadays to be dominant over the angels of the God that introduced for the first time by Israel, that is because of the Jewish people who saved this knowledge about angels or angelology or something like that. That is that is about the knowing the angels of the God. We have great primary angels or great main angels, for example, Gabriel, Israel, Michael or Mikael, and these are very, very strong angels and representative in the chess. The queen is Israel, the knight or horse is Michael or Mikael, elephant is Israfil, and castle is Gabriel or Jebrail. Later on, we will explain more about the true power of these angels. So that is enough right now. Just want to say that if I leave everything, and that is so much easy for me to go to some village and live separately from the international society, all of the scientists, even in the most advanced countries like Israel, who is advanced runner of the philosophy, technology, etc., they will get access to my knowledge after 50 years. So my recommendation to Israel is to make, as soon as possible, removement of the borders and make brotherhood between all of the humankind and finish wars and invite me there, and I will establish inside Israel very, very important safe territory inside the territory of the Israel. So none of the Muslims never and would never dare to attack to Israel, because I can destroy Saudi Arabia by great earthquakes, floods, etc., 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 and that is the God-given power to me to make punishment to any country who want to attack to the holy land of Israel. So this is my recommendation for Israel, and can save the life of the 50% of the Israelis. I want to say that if we see the continuing of the war and the interference by Iran, Iran will destroy 50% of the population inside Israel, and this is not threatening. That is the vast, huge number of the missiles and rockets that Iran have inside itself, and save these missiles and rockets for such upcoming days of the trouble between Muslims and Jewish peoples. So Iran can destroy 50% of the Israel, 50% of the population. And America will interfere to make or do revenge against Iran, and as a result, China and Russia also will enter to the world war, not on behalf of the protecting Iran, on behalf of their own profits. And what is the profits and benefits for great powers like Russia or China? China want the lost territories, for example, Thailand and many of the eastern countries. Russia want to come back to and dominate over the half of the Europe, because they have enough atomic bombs to destroy the lands and be dominant there. So 50% of the Israel population will destroy if this war continue between Israel and other Muslims, Arabs, Lebanon, and then Iran. So we want to prevent extending the flame of the war to other countries. Otherwise, these flames of the war will extend to all of the countries, and America will interfere. Then we will see 90% of the peoples in the world will be displaced or destroyed, and we will see a lot of refugees will come to Europe or other places. None of the places in the world will be safe, and the disaster is upcoming. But if Israel do appropriately, that is my request. I ask, please don't extend more war to the other countries. Mr. Netanyahu, you will be my best friend in the future, and I will make $10 trillion for Israel, and that is amazing. That will lead to amazing welfare for Israeli nation instead of to be killed in the upcoming wars. So make your decision. I am at your service. If I deliver this knowledge, I want to say that all of the peoples in the world, all of the families, even in the poorest sites and poorest locations inside India, they will have enough monetary power to buy a robot from United States or from China. That means that China and America will be so much more than now wealthy. I forecasted and estimated 100 times America will be more rich. I am so happy dear Elon Musk accepted my request about make great discount for Iranians who want to buy a Starlink. Also, about China 500 times more wealthy than now. But if the war continue, I want to say that 90% of the remain people in the future will not have enough money even about ordinary food rather than buying a robot or electric car. So this is so much important. God bless you all, and God bless Israel if they think and make correct decision. Especially notice at my advice. Have a nice time and be healthy, wealthy, and happy. God bless you all.